allowed
Lockdown
to,
has been lifted now.
not fully, partially.
Partially. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's great. So now I think the situation is relaxed. I'm sure the government is taking the right steps because if things are in control, only they are allowing people to move out of their houses,
Yes, 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 yes.
which is great. And how are you managing? Have you been moving out of your house to buy things?
Yes, we are allowed to go out to like shops for grocery shopping. Or as I said 2 days ago, government allowed us to go to like parks or like nearby parks or some for morning walk or evening walk.
Oh, so even public parks are open. So that means the situation is under
Yes,
control in Kazakhstan.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's great. Okay, let us start the session now. I would like to welcome all participants organized by Dook International. Uh, I hope all of you are keeping safe. All of you are following the guidelines given by the government under this crisis situation of COVID-19, and we hope that everything should be settled as soon as possible because all of us are suffering, all of us are sailing in the same boat, and keeping that in mind, keeping that issue in mind, we are trying to engage all our partners on a regular basis, almost on a daily basis now. And the purpose is to, stay connected and keep on learning new things, in as much better way we can. We understand that the destinations we look after and, with the kind of routine our partners have, in fact, we normally do not get a lot of time to learn new things. But here we have a great opportunity. You can say, an opportunity in disguise. In fact, let's capitalize this situation, this time to learn new things. And what we're going to talk about today, is a special area, is a special part of the country Kazakhstan, which is highly unexplored, and not a lot of people are actually aware about this sector. So for people who have joined into our session for the first time, I must let them know that we are Dook International, and my name is Devesh, and I'm representing my company today. And we're about 10-year-old company, and we specialize in CIS sector. Now, CIS sector stands for Congress of Independent States. There are about 11 countries which were separated from Russia in 1991, which majorly include Russia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, you have Armenia, Georgia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Serbia, Belarus, and Moldova. Now, all these countries, you can say that, they were hidden for a while because they were in the developing stage, and after they became republic in 1991, they wanted to be connected to the entire world. Now, as a company who like to explore new things, our focus was to bring these countries to our India and make them experience the beauty of it, make them experience the raw culture, the untouched beauty of these countries. And this is the reason we're organizing these sessions today. Today we have, a guest from Kazakhstan, a partner who has been looking after our guest in Kazakhstan for now. Mr. Amitabh Bhasin has joined us from Kazakhstan. Amitabh, I would like to welcome you to our session. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you, Devesh. Yes, I'm fine.
Great, great. And to all our partners, I must also tell them that you can stay connected with Dook International, and you can get in touch with all our departures, all our Right, I'm sorry. I think there are some network issues. So as I was saying that we have a portal called Agent. If you see on your screen, by just clicking on this portal of Agent Connect, you can stay connected to our departures, to our prices, because as you all know that we specialize in departure. The prices keep on changing. The itineraries sometimes change as the season, and sometimes the departure dates also change. So it's important to stay connected to the latest updates. This is one platform of Agent Connect. You can just stay connected and you can get to know each and every information right with a click of the button. All you need to do is just go ahead, log in, register yourself as a travel agent, as a partner, and that is free of cost. It doesn't charge a penny for it. Now, so let us start the session of Pakistan. The connection is too unstable. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Let's hope you get more lags in the system. Let's start the session of Pakistan. Let's use basic information of the country because it understand we're talking about which country we're talking about a very important country, the second most developed nation of CIS. Okay, let's talk about Kazakhstan as a country. So we're talking about Kazakhstan, a nation which is surrounded by China, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. It's sharing its border with the population of 18 million people, and which normally speak Kazakh and Russian language. History and culture is varied, and they share a lot of similarities with Indian subcontinent in terms of religion, in terms going to pause for a minute. I'm going to check my navigation here. I would like you to give me a minute. Be with me for a moment. Okay, let's hope the connection is more stable now, and it shouldn't go off at any point. So as we were saying that we are talking about Kazakhstan, which is surrounded by China, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan, a country which is predominantly Islamic country. However, if you enter the country, you would see that they are, one of the most modern societies, one of the most developed societies in the world, and the people are liberal. You won't find a hint of people who would look radicals to you. So the currency is called Kazakhstani tenge. That's the name of the currency, Kazakhstani tenge. and the current conversion is about 430 tenge if you convert $1. So $1 is for 430 tenge approximately. The currency is changing; it's dynamic, and in the past few months we have seen major change in the exchange value. The weather is varied. If you go to different parts of Kazakhstan, you see extreme of temperature. You might see very cold weather. You might also see warm weather, hot weather. If you talk about Almaty in summers, it might go to 35 degrees to 40 degrees as well, depending on conditions. Sometimes in the month of July and August. Now, how we can connect to this country is the most important thing, and I think we are blessed with this because we have Kazakhstan. The country has given us a good option in terms of Air Astana, which before lockdown happened was connecting twice in a day. Now, twice in a day means you have about 14 connections in a week, which is pretty substantial amount of connection if you talk about any country. You have a morning flight, you have an afternoon late, early afternoon flight. So if you want to connect for a 1 night, 2 night, 3 nights connection, you have a lot of options. You have a mice group who has a movement of about, let's say, 500 people, and they want to go to Kazakhstan for their mice trip. So you can easily make series connection if you book airlines in advance. And it's very simple. If you see the route, it's a direct flight of about 3.5 hours. And the flight offers you almost all facilities. It offers you meals. It offers you drinks in the flight. It offers you, one of the finest business class available. And let us also talk about the visa process as well. The visa process is used to be a little difficult, but now it's been simplified after the online visa has taken place since the beginning of the year. And I would say it's one of the simplest visas for any nearest direct flight country if you talk about. Now all you need to do is you need to have a passport, a valid 6 months validity passport. Should have minimum 2 blank pages with the passport. You need to have a PAN card to apply for visa, and anybody can apply for visa. Any traveler. All you need to make sure that you should never be deported from Kazakhstan or any CIS country in the past. Um, so we have an invitation process in place. First, an invitation has to be applied. Once you receive an invitation, then visa can be applied online and your approved sheet can be taken. After making the payment online, you can take the approved sheet. However, if you face any issues, then of course you have DMC in place. Our company is there. You can get in touch with us, and at any point we can help you with the visas because this is one of our expertise, and we've been doing it for a long time. Uh, Now let's talk about the special sector, which we have to talk about today, which is something unexplored and something which we haven't talked about in the past. We also have Mr. Arkebulan Nesibbe with us, who has joined us from Kazakhstan, Almaty. Arkebulan, I would like to welcome you to the session. It took some time, but you landed at the right time. We were facing some technical issues. Can you hear us, Arkebulan? Arkebulan, can you hear us? Am I audible to you? Am I audible to you, Arkebulan?
Yes, right now it's okay. Just now I can hear you. Good
Okay,
afternoon,
okay.
everyone.
So I just welcomed you to the session, and I hope you're doing well.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Great. Right. So Arkebulan, today we're going to talk about the canyon, the Sharon Canyon, which was due from a long time. You know, we have discussed about Almaty in our past session. We discussed about the areas around Almaty. We also discussed about Shimkent and Turkestan as well in our previous session. Now, Almaty, this Sharon Canyon was long pending, and it's something which everybody wanted to know. We were getting a lot of queries, a lot of questions from our partners to know more about this sector. I would like to ask you as well first. Then I'm going to come to Amitabh as well on it. If you can give us an idea of, you know, what is the history of this Sharon Canyon place, and what, you know, local people have to say about it.
To just imagine about the Sharon Canyon, you just think like there are only two canyons in the world with red stones. One is the Grand Canyon in USA, and the second one is that Sharon Canyon in Kazakhstan. So both of them has the same history. Like it has it's 1.5 million years old, and before there was a huge river, etc. And after that river, that stone slopes came, that red stone, and it's actually one of the main attractions of the Kazakhstan, and it's on the list of the 7 wonders of Kazakhstan.
Look like the connectivity, how to connect to this place. Now I see from Almaty, it's exactly 217 kilometers. So is it right from the city center, or we are talking about the border, you know, connectivity from Almaty border?
So yeah, nowadays it's only 200 kilometers to the Sharon, because of they renovated the that high road, and now it's shorter for the 10 more kilometers.
And I see, you know, the curve of the route. If you see the curve of route, you're touching a lot of places in between. There are multiple, you know, I don't know if they are cities or they are villages which you see on the way. But I happened to travel a little while ago with you and Amitabh, and that was a wonderful trip. We enjoyed it. So I would like to share some, you know, show some videos and some pictures of that journey to our travel partners, and let them experience with the kind of journey, you know, we have, so they get an idea of what we actually see on the journey. These are few videos of the journey, you know, the moment you leave from the city, and the view, you know, what you see outside the city. There's another one we would like to play. So, you know, what I observed was there was a change of culture. You know, when you move towards Sharon from city, you actually see the landscape changing on a regular basis. I want to show that change to our people as well. You will see when the road progress, the landscape is going to change entirely. That is the beauty of this journey. Now, if you look at this video, it's a different landscape altogether. Now, this other one is about the time when we entered a village. Now, I want to ask you, we couldn't take a stop in these villages, but let's say if somebody want to take a stop in between, because it's a long journey. Hi, Rakibulan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what I wanted to know is, we couldn't stop for any, in the village on the way. So if somebody would like to understand the culture and want to take a stop in between, so what kind of facilities are available in the village? Let's say somebody would like to buy something to drink, something to eat. So do we have some shops in between in the village?
Yes, Devesh. Actually, it's not like such a long journey. Road to Charan, it's taking only 2 hours from Almaty, and on the way to the Charan, you will find one small town which called Shilek. It's a quite big town, and that people can buy some vegetables and some another local items. And when you go to the Charan, just before 50 kilometers to Charan, there will be one small village which calls Paltabai. And on that, this village actually is concentrated for the tourists. And there you will find the local market with all of the available vegetable food and another requirement, what is required actually for the camping and.
Right. I think this is the village you're talking about. This was the same village, if you see. Now I remember the moment we stepped out of this village, the landscape entirely changed. We were into a different valley altogether. And if you see this video, it's exactly after we moved out of this village. This is how it looked like, and it was a mesmerizing view. If you see this, this is a time lapse. There you actually start to see the mountains, and it's a different view totally. Now the best part comes when you actually enter the hill area. It's just amazing when you start entering the hill area. This is the one. there are some breathtaking views while moving towards Sharon. I know in India, people always dream and they fantasize to go to Leh and Ladakh region because of their natural beauty. I would say, it's a little tough to go there by road because the mountain terrain of Himalayas are a little difficult. But this is something which is totally in reach and very much accessible by road. If you look at this landscape, I'm sure it's going to be very compelling. You can't control yourself to go to this place. Now, after we cross this landscape, we enter the checkpoint of Sharon Canyon area. So this is the checkpoint. I want to know, Kebulan, so let's say if somebody is doing a self-drive, like we did a self-drive, but there are about, let's say they're taking a coach. So when you enter, the coach is charging per person, or you are paying for one coach completely when you enter the checkpoint area?
So actually, it's a toll gate for the national park, and there is that amount what they're charging. They're charging for per person, not for the bus, because of that amount. Especially they are using for the cleaning after the tourists to build some buildings, small sitting places, zones, etc. And that amount is for per person.
Per person. So this is the checkpoint area, and that's how the view is from here. But the moment you cross this checkpoint area, suddenly the landscape changes and you enter the canyon. And now the moment you enter canyon, it's a breathtaking view. I'm going to take you to the canyon view now. So you cross this checkpoint, and now you enter the canyon area. So now you're entering the canyon. This is exactly the canyon. You're on top of it. So now I think there are two ways where we can go. So this is more like an off-road Arkebulan. I think when we are taking a big coach, we enter through a different way and passengers can deboard from that area. Am I correct?
Yes, of course. That when we are going by big coach, that coach has to be parked at the allowed place because of it's off-road and that we cannot take a U-turn like to go back. That's why we're parking coach and the tourists exploring that by walk all of the area.
Great. Nevertheless, this place is also worth having a view. So let me show this to our people. So let's say if our people are coming here, there are places they can eat and they can take rest. Now we are in the canyon now. I'm going to show the walk, we took when we actually reached the canyon. So we deboarded from our car and we're going towards the canyon now. Now this is the end of the cliff. Now I'm going to play some. I'm going to show some pictures of the area from where we went down and the actual valley where we entered, and how people can do. So we clicked a lot of pictures that day. So this is the actual valley. When you go down from the top, this is the valley you enter into, and you just need to keep walking in this area. You keep on walking straight in this path, this path which you see. Now tell me, Amitabh, because you've also taken a group there as well after that. Can you tell us, what our people, when Indians go, what they actually like to do when they are actually taking a walk through this entire canyon? What do they actually do throughout? Your voice is not audible, Amitabh. Yeah, you need to speak little close to the mic. Now there are issues with your headphone. Your voice is not audible. Maybe you can disconnect your earphones and just.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better. We can hear you now. Please tell me.
So, can you repeat your question?
So what I said, when you take our people to Canyon, because you have taken groups to Canyon as well. So what is the experience? What Indians like to do when they're crossing the canyon, and what is their feedback about this place?
The feedback is obviously amazing because this is not like you can find canyons everywhere. As Mr. Ikram said, that there are only two canyons in the world. First one is in USA and second is here. So seeing a canyon for first time is absolutely the best experience. As you can see in the pictures, the sculptures are also like mesmerizing. So people enjoy taking photos, like having snacks, drinks for recreational. And when we go towards the river, it's a 2.5-kilometer walk. At the end of there,
Okay.
people like to enjoy their camping or like having foods, barbecues, etc.
Okay. So I'm going to show that as well. What happens when you actually reach the destination after crossing this entire canyon? What you actually see, and that is the most important thing. That's something which is worth watching.
Which
So after crossing this, yeah, please.
like as you see in pictures, when you are going towards the river, you see different colors of rocks. The canyons are changing its color. Like you can see, it's a brown, like when you go towards the river little closer, it will be black canyon also. In summer, it will be green, like they are changing color as you go.
The final where they cross the entire canyon of 2.5 kilometers, which is not a big trek actually. So after reaching here, I'm gonna show what it is there. So we have these rest houses. You call them yurta in local, which is like your nomadic hut of Kazakhstan. But people can, just go inside and rest for a while as well. And, there are as well. Tell me about this, Arkebulan. I would like to ask you about this. So what about this eating, about the food there? How do we manage food in Sharon Canyon?
So we are managing food like if it's a big group, we are taking the food from the city. Even we can take our chef from the restaurant and some Indian food, some mixed barbecue, etc. And it's allowed to do barbecue near to the river. And also, I have something to add. this area, what you are seeing, just it's not like a single place in Sharon Canyon. Total length of the Sharon Canyon is 150 kilometers. And this area, what we're talking about, it calls the Valley of Castles, and it's the most easy and reachable zone and most beautiful part of the Sharon Canyon. And like that, there are another 140 kilometers to explore in Sharon Canyon.
That I can understand, because if we have some extreme adventurers in travelers, then of course they can go for that area as well. But I would also like to inform our partners that if in case we understand that sometimes we have old age people and the health doesn't allow them to walk for about 2 and 3 kilometers. So if you see on your screen, we do have these local you can call just trams or local arrangement of this natural reserve area, which is used as transport. So you see the seats there. People can use this by paying a small amount. You can complete the entire journey by this vehicle as well. So this is also one option available. So to and fro journey is available for every guest who is traveling to Canyon. This is these vehicles are managed by the park tour. Now, a lot of activity done at Canyon. Now, I'm going to also show you one area which is not actually very close to Canyon, but people who are going to Canyon and have about another day to explore, they love to go to a lake. The lake is called Candy Lake, and I'm going to show you how you can actually connect to this lake. Can you tell me about this Arkebulan, how far the Candy Lake is from Sharon Canyon, and what is the best way to connect to Candy?
So, of course, when you go to this area, to the Sharon Canyon area, you must to see that there are another wonders like Candy Lake, Colsa Lake. So to reach to that places, firstly, you have to go to the Satu village. It's approximately 90 kilometers from Sharon Canyon to Satu village. Satu village is like a center of that national park, and from Satu village starts all of the journeys to the Candy Lake, Colsa Lake, and Colsa 2 Lake.
I'm going to show some videos of the journey from Sharon to Candy Lake. I remember the road was not that great. It was more of an off-road, though it was winter season. But I can understand even in summers, the condition of road would not be so much appropriate. But I'm going to still show the video, the actual video of the journey. So it's quite and one important river which we crossed, which was again one experience which we can never forget. The way we crossed the river. Amitabh has a smile on his face, I can see. So what I need to ask Erkibulan is, what do you think that is it convenient for our people to reach Candy Lake if in one day they would like to connect Sharon Canyon and Candy Lake both at the same time? Is it convenient to connect two places at one time?
Yes, of course, it's possible. Just only this thing, they should to start a bit early from Almaty, at least till, if they will start from Almaty till 10 a.m., that it's very easy, and I think it's possible to complete that journey together.
Now, I remember the time when we reached at Candy Lake, it was all frozen. But I want you to give some information about Candy Lake because I know it's not a natural lake. This lake was created out of an earthquake. Can you give us this story about Candy Lake?
Yeah, approximately 100 years ago, at the same place there was a forest, just green trees between the mountains, and nearby that one small river is also was there. And after the earthquake, some part of the earth is blocked the river, and there is no way, there was no other way to go out for this river, and it's totally blocked. And that river is just flown till the lake, and now just you can see that how is that kind of lake? It just looks like a lake between the forest.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, the forest now actually looks more like corals, and I know that during the summertime, people go for fishing there, and they spend actually a good time. My suggestion to our partners is that if they are going to Candy Lake, try to stay for a night at Satay Village. This is very near to Candy Lake, and you know you will have more time to explore that lake because just going for 1 or 2 hours would not is not going to satisfy your adventure vibes at all. Now I'm going to tell people how they can actually connect to Kolsai Lake, which is a major part. Sometimes they skip Candy Lake, but they go to Kolsai Lake if they're staying at Satay Village because Kolsai Lake is in a series of lake. It is not just one lake. It is 3 lakes together. So you have Kolsai 1, you have Kolsai 2, you have Kolsai 3 in place. And the best part is that it is accessible, easily accessible in winters too. Now, this picture which I see on the screen is the permit slip which we got from the people who allowed us to enter the Kolsai region. Now it's very important that when you're entering Kolsai region, you have to take this permission from the local authorities. Right, Kibula?
So actually, this permission, special permission, is need to do fishing. When you just going to visit only the lake, you have to only buy the ticket.
Buy the ticket. Now we entered this Kolsai Lake village area, and I just keep on moving the pictures around, and you can actually see where we land. So this is actually the entire Kolsai Lake region area. There I come. You can see me, and these are the places. Go down to the lake, you will see that people are doing fishing, people are doing skiing, ice skating. A lot of activities are being happening there. If you look at this picture, you see people are doing fishing there, and by making holes in the river, in the ice. So tell me something about it, Arkibalan. Is it safe to make hole in the ice? No problem.
Yes, of course. As they, if they're doing it, it's safe because of otherwise that officers of the national park will not that allow to go to the ice when it's not safe. So it means that every day they're counting that degree of the ice, how deep is that ice, And if it is more than 5 meters, the deepness of the ice, so they will allow to go to the to lake and do the fishing.
I'm going to play a small video of the moment when we entered the frozen lake and we are actually walking on the lake. So just have a look. That's how you drill in the ice. And the next one is a little more breathtaking video. It's more like a selfie video. I'm going to show it to people to show the actual experience. It's my self-recording, people. Now the experience, I'm gonna tell my experience because this was the first time I walked on a lake which is frozen, and the moment you step onto that lake, sometimes you're a little scared of walking on the lake. I remember Amitabh was trying to hear the cracks which we were listening every time I try to take another step. But if you take about 10-15 steps further on the lake, the fear goes off, and the kind of feeling which you get is very brave. You feel like you accomplished something, you've done something great after walking onto that frozen lake. Tell me something about it, Amitabh. Do you still feel the goosebumps?
Yes, of course. But it was a very good feeling because it was also my first time when I was walking in a frozen lake. So, how to say, like Irkiblan was experienced, he was not afraid, but I was afraid, and you was enjoying it. So it was like, but as you said, after walking 10 to 15 steps, the fear goes away, and the like that feeling for which you have came there, it was very amazing.
I think this goes for every traveler, every
Yes,
person who is traveling, somebody, who loves to travel, for them it's a place must to visit. And let me show the places which connects to the other area of coal site 2 and coal site 3, because in this video I'm showing those places. And there you see, it's a video of people who are actually, utilizing this area to the best. You'll see locals doing ice skating on a frozen lake. It's a natural ice skating rink. But that's the local style, people do this kind of stuff. People are not afraid to do this, and they take their chances to get that small bit of fun, which they can get out of nature. And I remember Arkibulan was, very excited, and when we climbed up to the mountains and doing the trek, he was so excited to reach pole side 2, though I think he wanted to reach pole side 3 as well. Time did not work. However, I can guarantee next time when we reach Kosai, I'm going to cover till Kosai 3, and especially in winter time when it is the most difficult period. Tell me the difference between the summer trek and winter trek, Arkibulan, because I'm sure you've been to this place in summers as well. How beautiful it is, and what is the difference? What kind of activities, what kind of facilities are available around the lake?
So around the lake, if it is winter, as you said, just it's the fishing, skating, and hiking as well. These activities are available. When you go at summer, it's totally different place. So summer especially, that you will find the boat riding. That boat is available at the Crystal Lake, and you can also do swimming. If the water is comfortable for you, of course it's very cold water, but for the extreme you can also try it. And in both time, like in summer and in winter, you can take a horse for rent, and you can do your journey hiking, by horse till Kultai 2. So it's allowed to go by horse. If you are not comfortable to go alone, even just you can get instructor with you.
Tell me something. Is it allowed to do camping if people can carry their own camps and they can pitch a camp? And is it allowed in those jungle area, in this entire area? Is it allowed, or you have to take special permission?
Permission is only for that. Just you will buy another ticket, like for the 2 days. When you're going only to visit, you are buying ticket for the 1 day. If you want to spend more time, you have to buy the tickets for the 2, 3, or more days. And there are also special zones for the camping. And just if you are following the rules, there will not be any issue.
Well, of course, we'll make people follow rules. That's the most important thing. I think it was a wonderful experience to share today. To tell our people how easy it is to connect to the most discrete natural sites in the world. Kazakhstan has so much to offer, and I don't know, I can talk the entire day about these beautiful places. I feel so much excited talking about these places. But we have a time foundation right now, and we know that our partners also have some commitment, maybe even if they're at home, some commitments are also there to fulfill. So let us connect tomorrow at the same time, and I'm going to show my partners how they can connect to the most beautiful beaches of Ukraine, some unexplored beaches of Ukraine. Check about the city of Odessa. If possible, go to Google, type Odessa, Ukraine, and read about it. That you can call it your homework for the day, if you can call it a learning session. But today I would like to thank all of you for joining in, and it was a wonderful session. Arkibulan, Amitabh, thank you so much for taking out your time and explaining and giving this information to our people. And we'll connect soon with both of you in our next session. And to our people, I would like to tell them, if you want to stay connected to our latest updates, as I said before, do connect to Agent Connect, which is our agent login portal at our website, dookinternational.com. And I wish safe and healthy future for you. I wish that we come out of this situation as soon as possible. And I wish you good day ahead. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Have a nice day. Thank you.